All right, hey everybody, we're doing an episode of Hop's Metal Show. Got special guests with us. It's Hopper,
Larry Love,
Hartman,
Eddie.
but we got somebody here in disguise tonight. We're gonna do a special. I think this one's gonna go over pretty good. People probably want to see this one. We're doing all the studio collection by Metallica, which everybody knows. At one time, Metallica used to be King of the Mountain, and they parted ways to the money. And a lot of people don't care for the newer stuff, including me. I mean, I'm not in love with it either. But all right, so we're gonna start out with Kill 'Em All, released July 25th, 1983, produced by Paul Curcio, which I don't even know who he is. But Love, what was your take on Kill 'Em All when you first heard it?
it was by far my favorite one. Just pure raw aggression, thrash, the way thrash metal was supposed to be. It wasn't the very first Metallica album. I was introduced by the time of Masters of Puppets, and then was reintroduced to these, this one and Ride the Lightning. But still to this day, when I listen to Metallica, this is the one I normally go to start off with. Love this album.
Yeah, Kill 'Em All is probably a great album. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it definitely wasn't the first one I had heard. It was on down after I went back and bought all their stuff. Man, I was telling them it's got a picture. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's got a picture of Kirk Hammett, but we all know Dave Mustaine did a big portion of the writing on this album. I mean, tough album. It's hard to beat Kill 'Em All. Raw, in your face. You can hear how hungry they were. But I'd say I give it to metal. Album rocks. What's your view on Kill 'Em All there, Randy?
Well, fuck, man. It's a modern day masterpiece. This is it's a thrash record. God damn you. It's a thrash classic, man. This is when they were really good, hungry, different. Loved it. Like him, it wasn't my introduction to the band. That came later, and then I got this one. But this is the start of it all right here. One of the best debut albums of all time. Kill 'Em All. There you go, Edward.
This is supposed to be an Iron Maiden show, not a damn Metallica show. Metallica, who the hell are they anyway? Who are they?
I don't know, Eddie. What were they?
What were they? Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the shit back when we were in high school.
What is Kill 'Em All to
American
you?
music, that's what it was.
Yes, Edward. Thank you, Eddie.
Commentary from Eddie.
Yeah, you gotta love it. All right, second album, Ride the Lightning, released July 27th, 1984, produced by Fleming Rasmussen and Metallica, basically, which we know would be James and Lars.
Lars, you gotta have his name on everything.
Actually, I don't know if this was the first one I'd ever had. I knew I had it on cassette, but this is another masterpiece. I think Dave wrote some stuff on this also, and didn't get credit for. But man, they were really starting to peak. You could really tell something special was coming with these guys. I mean, how could you not like this album? This is still a classic to this day. So I give it another one. It's a great metal album. What about you, Love? Your view on Ride the Lightning?
Well, with Ride the Lightning, For Whom the Bell Tolls, Fade to Black, Trapped Under Ice. Like you said with Dave, you can still hear some of the guitarings through from his works on it. It was still thrashier. You could tell they were starting to go with the longer of the songs, starting to hit them 7-8 minute long songs. But yeah, I loved this album too, man. Growing up, listened to it all the time.
What about you on Ride the Lightning, Randy?
This is damn good. Very well produced.
Yeah, definitely crystal clear. It's a real good produced album.
I love the artwork. I had the shirt. Shit.
And
I like the shirt to this day. The cover of someone getting electrocuted, pretty cool. Love it. It's another good one. My favorite all-time song by the band is on here, Creeping Death. So This one's near and dear to me. You know, Jacques.
Great album. Loved the hell out of it. Played the shit out of it too.
Do you think it's better than Kill 'Em All?
Huh?
Do you think it's better than Kill 'Em All?
Yeah. I think it's produced a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sound is just crisp.
It is. That's probably one of the crisper, not more studio sounding, but really crisp.
You can really hear the growth too.
Yeah.
From them two albums.
Well, creeping up for 10 Commandments. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it.
All right.
So we're 2 for 2 so far, which we kind of figured that.
You're still in them early years.
All right, now this is probably my favorite, Master of Puppets. To me, this is a gem. Man, every single song on this album is just solid. It was released in March 3rd, 1986, produced by Fleming Ross Seaman, whatever his name is, and Metallica, same ones as Ride the Lightning. I mean, Jim, everything on here. I mean, I love the song Master Puppets. I mean, I think that's their best song too. Not only this is their best album, but I think Master Puppets is their best song. But that's kind of my opinion. I had a great album.
And this was my introduction. This was my cousin from Florida would come up. We'd always listen to new stuff and everything. And this was the album that he brought up for that year. And I listened to it through the first night, and I liked it, but it was a little theatric, at that point in time, because I was listening to like Quiet Riot and Motley Crue and Def Leppard. And with this album, it had a little bit of that theatric feel to it. But the intro with Battery all the way to Damage Incorporated. This is what actually got me into Metallica. I think probably all of us really. This is the one that we all got
Might have been a
introduced.
little bit behind y'all.
But yeah, this was my first introduction. Was when the debut with this album, and multiple times owning it too.
Got you.
This was my introduction to the band. My late great brother-in-law had this. He said, "This is the band. It's the fastest shit on the earth. They're gonna take over the world." Okay. At the time, I was more Bon Jovi and Poison and all that, and I played this in and really couldn't get into it at first. And I kept playing. I was like, "This is some good shit. Are there any more bands out there like this?" So this was my introduction to not only that style of music, but to the band. That's my favorite one. Jacques.
This band here, when Ozzy took a chance and put him on tour with him, and that was all she freaking wrote.
Yep. If it wouldn't have been for Ozzy,
If
man.
it wouldn't have been for Ozzy, Metallica would probably still been playing in San Francisco, Young Poser, and all the other words they could possibly think of.
But I remember Ozzy saying that them guys made him work his ass off
made
every
him work
year.
his ass off every night.
Yep,
Every night.
They brought it every night.
And like you were saying, Randy, my cousin, he passed away. That introduced me to that, and by the time he left that Christmas holiday or summer holiday, whatever, he came up. That's when I was locked too, because it took me, at 1 or 2, but by the end of the week, I was.
Back then it was the battle of the tapes. What it means is, who was the cooler kid who had it? Did you have the white tape or did you have the crystal tape?
Yeah.
Those crystal clear ones.
I don't remember.
I had the
Puppets.
white one.
Yeah, that's what I think I had. All right, so next we're going Justice for All. Released August 25th, 1988. Produced by Fleming again and James and Lars. And actually, this was my introduction to Metallica. Love in high school when he was Slob still.
Old school.
Said, man, you need to hang up the Motley Crue. It's old news. There's this band called Metallica. You need to check them out. And check them out, man. They were pretty awesome. And after I'd heard this and gave it the good listen and really understood what it was all about, that's when I went back and got everything else and enjoyed everything else for what it was. But this was also the first album without Cliff Burton. We had Jason Newsted on this album. There's actually a song Cliff wrote the lyrics to what
And
to
don't be
live,
all
to live is to die.
to live is to die.
Yeah, that's got some lyrics from Cliff Burton, but this was Jason Newsted's first album, and you wouldn't even know he was even there in the recording studio when you listen to this sucker, because everybody knows that you can't really hear his bass playing, but I'm still on the Metallica wagon. I'm still thinking Justice is a good album, so I'm still with them.
Now with the Justice album, we went 4 years from the Masters, and like we were saying, the songs were starting to get that longer play, and by the time we got to Injustice, they were starting to get a little bit more polished. The songs were a lot longer. In between this, we had the 598 EP. Had some like punk, covers on it. It gave us a little taste, and was hoping for that thrashier feel. And then this came out, but it was still metal, and it was still good, and it was still, it was when Metallica decided with One.
Yeah,
the whole time they were like, we'll never put videos out on MTV, and then. By the time they got to this, Money and Selling Out, and they
Napster.
Yeah.
Faggots. Faggots.
So by that time, they were selling out hardcore to MTV, and if you think about it, MTV actually running 7-minute long videos, even what they cut it down to what?
The jamming
5
version
five,
still,
something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
still
it was
long.
still a long video even for that time period.
You still with them there, Randy?
But I was still with them in Justice.
No,
but-
this was the last great thing they ever made.
Great.
This was good. Liked it. Liked the art. I liked the tour because
Yeah, that was my first tour.
Yeah.
That was my first show I ever went to.
Blow up.
Brian Weaver,
No,
you remember that
I take
show?
that back. Black Album. Black Album was
This
my
was
first.
good.
Brian
I like
Weaver,
this
Bob
one.
Loki, we saw that show.
Yeah, this was pretty good. I haven't played it lately, but I liked it. I like the B songs they put out, those singles. Was it Red Fan and the Prince?
The Prince, yeah,
You had to
man.
get the cassette singles to get those. I thought that was smart for them to make a little more money. To like, well, if you want those, you're going to have to buy the singles. So.
And those were ones I listened to more than actually the hits that were on the, because it was One and
Bread Fan.
Red
no.
Fan and the Prince.
then the Prince was on the other one.
It was
wasn't
on
it?
one.
Yeah.
One was
Eye
on
of the Beholder
Eye of
had-
the Beholder had the
yeah.
other one. Yep, and I played them more than the 2 songs that were actually on the other sides.
Yeah, like I said, like Randy said, this to me is considered the last album actually to me Metallica ever did. The rest of the pile, not really a fan of.
The bashing will begin shortly.
Not a fan of it. Never had. I'll never will be.
And
This is the last. To me, when they made this album, Metallica was done.
The commercialism had really
well, when
took
you
in.
talk to people, that's what they say. The first 4 is the ones everybody loves.
The 4 Horsemen.
That's where it's all at. You can't never. Everybody loved them albums. They still do.
Yep.
But all right.
Well, I don't know. Some of them I'm getting tired of freaking hearing that they play it on the radio. It's kind of like back then they didn't play the damn things. They wouldn't play nothing
Yeah.
on the radio.
That wasn't heard of. They were too damn fast.
Yeah, too much is like. But then all of a sudden now it's like,
Mandatory Metallica.
and every band every band that I know of, or tribute band, or whatever, they always play the same stuff constantly. Learn something freaking new.
like Motor Breath.
Use the
or
obscure stuff.
Yes,
Not,
the Lights.
I mean, how many more times do I really need to hear some band play "Am I Evil"?
Same way with AC/DC.
Yes,
Back in the Black.
It-
There are other albums.
It's like, well, like,
But that just
like
goes
the,
to staple of how many people actually listened to
like the
it.
Master of Puppets, like Disposable Heroes.
Well,
I never heard anybody even attempt
the
that.
thing that should
Never
not be.
Messiah.
Why not?
Never heard anybody even attempt it.
Yep.
For Whom the Bell Tolls is another song everybody
Yep.
plays.
Yeah, I mean, they just play that. I mean, I've been heard Battery, Master of Puppets, Welcome Home Sanitarium 50 million freaking times. It's kind of like, okay, I've had enough. I like somebody to do something freaking different for a change.
But when I put Master on, man, that very beginning with that,
Oh, yeah, I mean,
that
like-
intro.
It's a
is
hell of
just-
an intro.
I mean,
the intro is
that
just
whole,
amazing.
I mean, like that.
That's a
that first
masterpiece.
album for Injustice, I heard, loved it.
But you could kind of, after the video, you kind of, when you look back now, you kind of sense
I
it
can
was
see the
going to
shit
go.
rolling.
Oh yeah,
You could
we're
kinda-
getting ready to hit the fan
because
with
the
it.
sound's getting better and everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. Because even when we went to that show, and I forgot to mention Steve Good was there with us also. There was more girls at the show. So that right there told you that it wasn't a guys band no more. That the girls, it was getting ready to explode. And I would have never dreamed it would ever became as big as it was. But I mean, you look back now, it's just hard to believe. All right, so now the Black Album, probably one of the biggest albums of all time. Released August 12th, 1991, produced by Bob Rock.
Which he played
James
guitar
and
with
Lars.
them early years too.
Yeah. But everybody, owns the Black Album, except for Jerry, maybe.
No.
he said he thought.
I picked it up for $5 at a damn pawn shop.
I was with it.
But I don't know, man. At the end of the day, I still like this one. But my favorite song is "Wherever I May Roam." That video just reminds me of the show, going to see them on this tour, which was badass. I mean, if you ever seen Metallica, still to this day, they're badass live. But I mean, I think everybody and their brother owns this album. So I'd say I'm still with them. But
I waited 5 years for a Metallica album after Injustice, waiting for some thrash, waiting for something good. And the premiere for Enter the Sandman video was coming on. We went over to Todd Hilton's house, and when it was over, I was probably the most hurt I'd been for a long time. I was very upset with the way it was. But it was my first show I ever went to was on this tour. I've owned it like 3 times on tape, twice on disc. One of them got ruined in the back of Jason's Potato, or or Sellers' Trans Am. I can't remember, but bought it multiple times. Out of all the Metallica albums, actually, I probably bought this one more than any of the other ones to replace prior ones. But after this is where the wave crashed. But you know, when you look at it, Through the Never, Nothing Else Matters, Wolf and Man, Unforgiven, Wherever I May Roam, Enter Sandman, you know, over half of the CD is radio played.
5 videos.
Yeah, they pumped the shit out of this album. And still to this day, like every week, 1,000 of them are still sold. I mean, it's still a top selling.
It's like, who don't own the Black Album?
What is it, 25 years now? 91, so we're looking at 25, 30 years.
Yep.
So
It's just crazy.
it's still fucking coming off the shelves. But that was where the wave crashed and rolled back into the sea, to quote Hunter S. Thompson.
I don't think anybody who has any fucking intelligence realized what a dent that this record put. Did it make them financially big? Of course it did. For me, I like the songs on here that weren't singles. Wolf and Man is probably my favorite song on the entire fucking record.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is.
And that God That Failed, that bass, it was good. But anybody with half a brain ought to fucking realize just what the hell happened with this. Because every record label who had a thrash band had to have their own Black Album. Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction, that was their Black Album. Testament, The Ritual, that was their Black Album. And, I'm going to save the worst for last. My personal all-time favorite, bitch. Exodus, Force of Habit. They did it because the record label said, and I quote, "We want our own black record to be like these pussies." So they got it, and it was so embarrassing for Gary Holt, and it was so humiliating that he couldn't write songs the way that he wanted to, that he broke up his own band that he formed when he was a teenager for 10 years because he was so embarrassed because of this.
But that just goes to show you, man, at the top of the throne right there.
That's what it did. It put a dent in that, and you look at to this to this.
It did. It changed.
From this to this. All right, I got that whole bingo box thing. You look at the Justice show, heavy metal crowd. You watch this show, I see a whole array of pussy college kids, and they're up there singing the four. What the hell's a 4 horsemen? That's not Enter the Sandman. What the hell was going on here? That's because you suck. Take it away.
I want to hear Enter
I
the
was
Sandman.
like you. I seen them at Hampton Coliseum. It was a 4-hour show.
That was long.
Met them
show,
afterwards. James, Lars, and Kirk, fucking assholes. Jason, he's the coolest one of the bunch.
Yeah, and the one who got shit on the most by him.
Exactly.
They shit on
Yeah.
him so
They
hard.
shit on him hard with a big turd.
Yeah. Like I said, I met all of them, like, it was outside at Hampton Coliseum, and they were the biggest fucking assholes I ever. Actually, if I wouldn't have gotten in trouble, I probably would have smacked each and every fucking one of them.
Now, we saw him at
We saw Roanoke.
Roanoke, is where we saw him at.
And they played, I think, they played a long time there too.
3 or
I
4
was-
hours, 3 or 4 hours,
It was
I mean.
a 4-hour show.
And they had no
all
opener.
by
It's
them-
just, all by themselves. And that shows you how a main line of a show, and you don't even need to have opening bands for you.
I still remember this fat girl we actually had to lift her up over top of the damn railing, and had security was pulling, and we was pushing because everybody was smashing up against the fence so bad that she needed to get out. That was a bitch and a half picking her ass about that.
When we went and saw him, there was this dude there. He was probably like 6'4", just this monster guy, and he was like in the middle of the pit, just people just slamming, and he's just like whatever. It was that was a great show, and they started off with like the Clint Eastwood with the spaghetti western, and
James
actually,
played
Good, Bad, the Ugly.
That kind of reminds me of that Sepultura show I went to. I swear to God, remember that guy with that drunk Van Damme movie, that Chinese guy? He's that real muscular guy that he had to fight at the end. And during that Sepultura show, I swear to God, in the pit, it was him. And I mean, he was beating the shit out of everybody.
I don't think it was my roughest pit. Like, that pit was pretty rough.
This was the only time I ever seen Metallica, and after I seen it, I no one cared to see it again.
I tell you what,
they put on it was a hell of a show.
Though, man, they
bring
it.
Yeah, they do.
I will give them that.
Now back then, I can't justify it.
But I don't give how The Unforgiven was actually a hit. I ain't figured that out yet.
3 times.
3 times. Yeah, because everybody will make it 3 times over.
It's like it's kind of like when I was talking about the tribute band stuff. It does Inner Sandman, sad but true. Well, it's pretty fucking sad to actually have to fucking listen to it.
Oh, it's sad, all right.
But it was a top of the tops.
It's like a Wolf of Man. Not one person. I don't even hear it on the freaking radio. No, and then to me, like Razor, to me, that's probably
the best song on the whole fucking CD. Smart thing about Jason Newsted doing what he did, everyone says, well, you left the band, one of the biggest bands in the world. You know what? He still gets paid every time that sells and that sells.
Yep.
It was a smart business decision because he had enough of James and that little Amish little faggot drummer. He had enough, and he made the right decision for himself.
Which one thing a lot of people don't do is the Newsted album.
Yeah.
Nobody mentions that album. To me, I mean,
have you heard it?
It's
like straight up
to me.
Motorhead.
It makes everything after. Well, I would say if Jason had his way, it would have been after this one.
Because they treated him like so much shit during this.
Like I said, and half the stuff that's on Injustice, they did not want him even really play the bass. You didn't really hear because they didn't want him to actually get anything near what Cliff Burton was doing.
He was a hired gun for hire.
Yep.
That's all he was. They were up shit creek without a paddle, and they had to find somebody quick, and they found him.
And then by the time they got to this shit, James's voice was so haggard they had to use him to sing
the
for him.
Fucking whoa shit. Actually, I can kind of understand why Guns N' Roses fucking said, fuck y'all, we ain't playing no more, and why after he fucking burned up.
And Axl's a big dick anyway, so yeah.
I can see why.
Well, we could go back when they hired him for Guns N' Roses. Les Claypool, they've like, there's too many different styles of differences for bass playing there, which, could you imagine if Les would have got on there and played with them? It would have been a whole different...
And another thing is funny, after the Black Album, who did Jason Newsted go with? He played with Ozzy.
Yeah. And he went to Voivod.
In Voivod, too.
Yeah.
Because actually, it's kind of what I can never say his freaking name. The bass player they got now.
Serato.
Yeah, during the Ozfest show, I still remember during the Ozfest show when Jason was playing it, I remember because I was talking to Zach, and Zach actually told him, goes, don't be fucking up the Ozzy songs. But because after that, it was that night when he, how do you say his freaking name, he went to Metallica and Newsted went to Ozzy.
Yeah, it just pretty much swapped.
Yeah, they swapped bass players.
Yeah. It didn't last long because I don't think Newsted and Zach got along very well.
And I was looking forward to their writing.
I would love to see what that would actually became.
That's what I was looking forward to, but we didn't have that. All right, so we're halfway through. We did the list off the Facebook Hard Rock Heavy Metal Hops Hard Rock Heavy Metal page. We was asking what everybody out there thought their favorite Metallica album was. We got Larry Harper, Master Puppets, Jared Bowman, Ride the Lightning, Mike Griever, and Justice for All. Connie Crider, typical, coming in. What you got? How many do you think she got there?
4.
Yeah, because she doesn't understand the concept of one. One.
You get it. That's a Metallica song, Connie. One.
That's all you got to do.
It's even a Metallica song.
But no, she can't seem to do that.
And we got Derek Tyree, Master Puppet.
Oh, well, she had Garage Days, Ride, Master, and Justice. So half of...
half the damn list.
And Stacy Rogers, Kill 'Em All. Frank Meadows, Sr., Justice for All. Mike May, Everything Through the Black album. Would love the production of the first ones that the production Black album had. Mike Hardesty, Ride the Lightning. Brian Weaver, First Five or a Tie. And Casey Firkin, Kill 'Em All.
I don't see
Brian,
any
we
of
won't
them-
give you as much shit.
I don't see any of them in the next few albums we're talking about.
Yeah,
Nobody.
None of them.
nobody talks about, the second half of the list, which, where's...
It's like, damn.
This
Where
is
are
where this is where our favorite band that we all grew up and liked is now everybody's favorite band. So we're like,
Ain't my
Cut the
favorite
cord and
band.
fly the nest,
Yeah.
man.
it's
Like I
like,
said, after Injustice, it died for me.
so here we go. Load, which the haircuts,
Yeah.
the cigars, the makeup,
Yeah.
everything that Metallica said they wasn't going to do, they did.
Yes. And that's what Huck and me was talking about with that. Was
Load was released June 4th, 1996.
again, 5 years. We're
Produced
seeing a trend here.
Bob Rock. Bob Rock's really telling James he can sing, and he's really throwing the anchor on the guys and just making us sing.
Riding more money, man.
Man, I remember at Shell
He
It
should learn to
Sleeps.
sing. Whoa.
Gosh, remember when they played that video? Shell It Sleeps, it was like,
Unfortunately,
what
I do.
in the hell is going on here? But, there might be a song or two. King Nothing, I don't mind that jam too much. Ain't My Bitch, but it's far and few for me. And there's where Metallica, what the hell they were doing. They would have been fine doing what they were doing, but I guess they didn't think so.
Money, money,
So,
money.
I give that one the Facebook thumbs down.
Again, 5 years waiting for Metallica. 2 times of disappointment. Well, I wouldn't say disappointment, but upsetness. Still hoping for back in the thrash days. Give me fuel, give me fire. That's on this, right? Or is that on? That's the next one. Yeah. So that tells you where I'm at. So I didn't listen much of it. It was hurt my feelings too bad, and we'll get to reload of shit after this shit. So
Here you go, Randy.
Well, this is one big
May
fucking
the bashing
piece of goddamn
begin.
motherfucking piece of goddamn fucking shit. This is the fucking band that's gonna fly the fucking flag for heavy metal when Kurt Cobain and his gang of pussies came in. Eddie Vedder and all those fucking faggots come in. What did they do? They take 5 years off. They could have sat in a hotel, whatever the hell they were doing. I guess they were jacking off because look at the fucking cover, people.
loads.
What gets me, that whole grunge came in, which damn near killed this style of music. And what they should have done is regrouped and said, okay, we're going to put out a hell of a fucking heavy metal album and keep the torch going for it. They didn't want to fucking do it. They didn't want to rebel against it. They want to be a part of it.
By
And that's
cutting
why
their
I
hair
give
and
them
getting
so
all-
much fucking hell. And you can look at that Until It Sleeps. You go back to the year 1980
that
fucking
what's on
3.
there, Until It
The
Sleeps?
fucking
That's the
Kill
one.
the Kill 'Em All thing with that tour is, we hate bands that wear makeup and lipstick and look like a bunch of sissies. Well, in here, Lars and his butt buddy, ass bandit, faggot, piece of shit Lars is wearing fucking women's ass shadow. So that makes them hypocrites.
And Kurt too.
That makes them hypocrites.
Kurt made himself look all
we'll
pretty.
never make a fucking video. They made for one, and then here we go out of that black shit. Then they made off this semen sample piece of amphibian fucking piece of fucking shit, which is one of the worst goddamn pieces of fucking albums I've ever heard in my fucking life. And I got the thing early because Kmart put it out early and got fined for it. And I bought it early,
bought it.
2 weeks early, and I put that thing in. The first song is "Ain't My Bitch," and that singer, "Ain't my bitch, yeah, what's that? Yeah, fuck them. Take it.
Hey, going back.
Could you tell us a little bit how you feel? Because I didn't think I understood.
Fuck them. Look
they
at the
had-
cover.
They had the chick in the background vocals for that song. She was from the Rolling Stones.
Oh, don't forget the country song. When Mama Said. That sounds like a fucking damn commercial for X-Lax.
Actually, I remember Billy actually bought this album.
I remember
We listened to
that.
it one
He
time.
walked out of the car and stomped the shit out of it.
Stomped the shit out and threw it in the freaking
Threw it in the
dumpster.
fucking damn dumpster.
We
I
was sitting in the
remember
car and we listened to it like, this fucking sucks.
But you know the thing is,
Bling,
you
know,
think Metallica didn't care? They got their money for it, so.
It's still, but I
the
mean, you
last
go
one.
back.
Actually, that back cover kind of makes me think that like some kind of Cuban
Yeah.
mafia.
that. Cuban
That's what
Mafia.
that's all about.
It's like, what the hell?
Looks like Grandma's in on gangbang.
But you
I
know, I saw them. That was the tour I saw them. I had front row, and they were
And-
still bringing it live.
You got front row because nobody else in one.
No, because they were still a good live band at that point in time. They were still rocking.
I didn't
live.
agree with everything that was coming out. but live-
Lollapalooza, they were the headliner.
But like I said, James's voice was getting still a little. So Jason was stepping in and
Yeah, well, Jason was singing like Whiplash. And
singing the harder
lot of-
stuff, the
the
stuff that
backups.
actually was worth listening to.
Actually, I don't even own this freaking album. Don't
Smart.
even own it.
I don't.
Actually,
I don't
to
need
be
anything
honest
from Black
with you, I
Album.
do not own the rest of the fucking albums the rest of the way through.
I don't either.
Don't own them. Don't need them. Don't want them.
Exactly. I agree.
I
Concur.
I don't think a pawn shop could actually give them to me for me to take them.
It'll make good firewood.
I think Kurt was having sex with the Rolling Stones woman.
yeah, I can't remember her name, but yeah, I always thought that.
Which she
too.
just died like a year or so ago, actually.
Who's that?
the girl that sang.
The woman that sings on there.
Probably
Yeah, you know that was the one who sang on it.
See, I don't either.
yeah,
She's
but
the one on that.
I remember all the thing me and Bill did is
like
we kind of
some
scanned
groupie
through
to
the
the
whole
Rolling
album.
Stones
Where
and
she
Bob
sang-
Dylan and all that.
Yeah, she's the one that sings like "Murder." It's only a step away. And the
You know
Rolling
more
Stones,
than
that's
I
her.
do. You know more than I do
can't
because
remember her
I
name.
said we just scanned through the damn albums that first day and it hit the trash. I don't think we even, like 15 minutes. That's all I ever heard of this
If I
freaking
can
album.
find it in here.
Yeah, she because she came from back in the days with the Rolling Stones, and I still think her and Kurt were sleeping together, but that's just
Well,
me.
that whole lucrative time period when they decided to be what they were.
What they were exactly.
One band,
Actually,
one band
you
flew
sure
the flag,
that- you
Pantera.
sure that,
That's why I
that,
respect.
I was going to say that. I was going to say that too. At that point in
Pantera.
time, Pantera was
We
carrying the
can
flag
thank
for metal.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
but if they wouldn't have went this direction, we wouldn't have.
We wouldn't have Pantera. We wouldn't
Yeah,
have
we might
Slipknot. We
thank
wouldn't
Metallica
have some of
for
the.
Thank you,
Well,
Load.
actually,
Thank you.
I didn't give a shit about none of them anyway. Never did.
See, I
I'm not much on Slipknot.
I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but I love their version of Black Sabbath's Planet Caravan. Still,
Never read.
now their version of Hole in the Sky is not as good, but as Ozzy and them. But I love Planet Caravan. I love their version of Planet Caravan. But we're talking about Metallica, not Pantera. So
I'm sure.
Oh, now Pantera. Well, that's a whole new ballgame for me, dude.
because I mean they were carrying the flagship for that point
Yeah,
in time.
we pretty much discussed that.
No, they were King Nothing.
We did
And whoops,
Pantera.
that slipped.
Hey, you keep nothing.
Shucks.
So all right,
So
we got.
shady.
All right,
How
we
you
can.
degrade my damn
It's time for the second load of
All right,
shit.
let's
dare
go
you.
with the second load. Y'all busted hard enough on the first load, so we'll load up the second load.
Yeah, we're gonna get say
And it's released on November 18th, 1997, produced by Bob Rock again
Who?
and James Lars. Supposedly, I
Goddamn.
guess it's just leftover songs from the load sessions.
And you can
Load.
tell,
That's
and
a
you
lot
can
of
tell.
semen.
It was a year later, and it was the same shit.
Oh, I think that girl sang on The Memory Remains.
Yeah.
That's the song she sang on. I was confused.
Fuels.
What was this one again?
Okay song. There's your Unforgiven Part 2.
Is that
Until
what
it
is
sleeps,
that what
that's
the
what
old
we were talking
man
about.
is in it?
No, that's,
That
I
was
think
the
that's
first
the
one.
first
Which one the
They
fuck-
extended the first one.
First.
You ever watched the extended version?
Yes.
Golly, that's what.
Weird.
Well, why'd you extend it?
Why did they?
I don't even
Oh,
really
I know why.
better than you.
After this, I'll
That's
be
not
have
a
extended
bad
a little
song.
further.
I could
get
pull
it a little
maybe
bit deeper.
2 songs off this.
Why do you?
I don't know. I'm giving that one thumbs down.
Yeah, I give that 2 middle fingers
The
done.
Give Me Fuel, Give Me Fire,
Give me something outside desire.
oh, it hurts. It goes up my back. It's up my spine. Yeah, we're gone.
Piece of shit.
You blew your load on the first load, didn't you?
Yeah.
This load,
That's just
they
pre-cum.
sure took this load and reloaded this fucking piece of shit and put it back in the fucking truck where it came from.
Tell them. Exactly.
Both of them loads of shit.
Fuck them.
Alright, so Saint Anger. Released June
Holy shit,
5th,
man.
2003. Producer Bob Rock.
Who?
Alright, so there seems to be a trend here.
5 years again.
And I always tell them two, They always say they should have loaded both of them up, load them
Shot
out.
them out a goddamn
I always
cannon.
tell them with this album, just when you think it can't get no worse than this, it does. It's like I listened to it last night, guys, and I still can't find nothing on here. It's just riffs just slammed together. Tick tock, tick tock. The lyric writing is horrible. I mean, I tried to pull something out. I tried really hard, fellas, and I just couldn't find nothing. So I'm going to give this one 2. I
Now-
couldn't even pull one song off of it.
Again, 5 years. We see that trend of 5 years with Metallica because they ride that money train those 5 years. But when Saint Anger came out, I did like the song because it was actually more aggressive than the loads of shit that we had gotten prior. But like Hop was saying, it was mashed together. It was just jumbled up. There was no, just a fist fuck.
Well, we'll let Randy discuss the drumming on that.
Oh,
But yeah, hurt. I was hurt after the Black Album. Metallica always seems to hurt me. But when I go back and I re-listen to these albums, they're good.
I guess you appreciate them that
You
much
appreciate
more
them after
because you know there was something good there at one time.
No, I can't say that past the Black Album. But when I, like
Yeah.
I've listened to the Black Album, I'm just like, yeah, man, okay.
This is what it was all about.
Well. If it isn't the biggest piece of shit in the history of this style of music. You know, what kind of fucking talent does it fucking take to fucking, you heard it back there, to get a damn album full of fucking trash cans? The lyrics are stupid. The artwork is stupid. The whole album is stupid. There's not one good song on it. The only possible thing that came out of this that I had really enjoyed was the documentary, because I never seen a bunch of crybaby little bitches and all our life. Oh, we gotta go because James is in rehab. We can't play the floor. We're rating our album of life. Well, if this is your album of life, you probably don't think
forgot
much
all
of life.
about
do
that.
you?
Yep.
This is the worst thing in my 25-year history of anything I've ever bought. It is a piece of shit. Then, to quote Shane Douglas when he on his promo, "You sucked in and you suck now." Take it.
Hey, let's go back for a second.
I don't even know what the fuck's on this thing, to be honest with you.
They all suck.
We talking about Lars being a bitch. We hadn't even talked about Lars being a bitch when it came to Napster and really the changing
that's where-
of music and how music has changed from the Napster
I
days.
guess that's-
Because the days of trading
file
tapes and
sharing.
things like that. But then we got into like the computer and you could get any song you fucking wanted. Lars whining and crying like, we as artists need our music. Fuck them bitches.
I actually never even listened to it, never even fucking wanted to own it.
Smart.
You're not missing nothing.
You're not missing
I know,
much.
I've heard enough from him.
Oh
Like,
wait, it gets better.
I know. No,
I don't know if it can get much
I said,
worse than
never
that.
even heard this fucking album. I know Randy did. I think Randy's like he likes kind of popularity. He kind of likes it a lot. I can tell.
Oh, it's a masterpiece.
It's like
It's the soundtrack to two horses fucking in the barn. That's what it is. Oh, actually, that has more melody than that because that probably sounds better than piece of shit.
this is probably yours. Like the cream always rises to the top, and this is yours.
Oh, it's the cream, all right. That's what it is.
Yeah, that cream turned to sour milk.
Yeah, it turned to load. Oh, I'm sorry.
I turned into a
I'll have to
load.
reload that. Up. There it goes again.
All right, Randy. We
That
we
cream
already
sat
know
out in
how
the
you
sun
feel
too
about
long.
Saint Anger.
Hey, don't be fucking with my damn son. That's my world. You leave my fucking son alone.
I'll stay with the night.
All right.
That's good.
We have Death Magnetic, September 12th, 2008.
We went,
New producer here. We got
Yeah.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
all right, back to the
Slayer
Beastie Boys.
and,
Slayer.
Rat bands.
Yep.
And Black Sabbath.
Yes.
Yeah, Rick Rubin, man, he was,
think-
but that didn't save
Did Rick
him.
Rubin do the Black Crows too?
Rick, I think.
Oh, Black Crowes.
I don't
we,
know.
we know Jerry's big
Jerry's
fan of
favorite
Black
Crows.
Crows.
I don't know if Rick Rubin did with Black Crows or not.
But yeah, this was a little change. Man, they had dug such a hole with the 3 albums.
Rick Rubin
previous
couldn't even
to
save
this.
them.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, what has this got? Tomorrow Never Comes. Is that on this?
Tomorrow never comes.
Yeah.
The
Because
day.
they'd already blew the
Yeah,
load.
they-
I think they blew the load on the first two.
Unforgiven 3's on this one.
Yeah, you
Number
got
3.
Yeah, we couldn't get enough of 2 of them.
Hey, they was asking forgiveness, but they couldn't get it. So that's
They
why
couldn't even get it
had
3 times. I think it's time to stop asking.
But
I think
seen-
that somebody should have gotten gave them some fucking Viagra and got done with it.
I did see, I think it was an interview, maybe Eddie Trunk, Kerry King, but he was flipping through albums,
Eddie Trunk.
and they asked him they asked Kerry King what he thought of this album. He said, "Valiant effort," and that's kind of the way I look at it compared to what we had 3 albums before that. I mean, so I'm not going to beat this one up too bad because I think we done went through I don't know what they was even going through there.
Rehab.
The only thing I can, My
Quinn.
Apocalypse. That was the only song I ever really knew
What
off
is
of this, My Apocalypse.
Never heard it.
That was the only song. And didn't they do like a
Is
video
that
with
the
like
one where they was in the
Yes.
desert, the
Yeah.
war, the
They were in the
army,
desert.
military or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Desert.
it was, yeah. So we're getting further. Yeah, no.
Valiant effort.
At least they kept the logo.
Broken, Beaten, and Scarred, pretty decent. The Unforgiven 3 is a stupid song, but damn, the lyrics, who can't relate to? I'll give him that. The song, the piano, I couldn't get it, but the lyrics, how can I blame you when it's me I can't forgive? Now, I'll
Because they're
give it
trying that right there. That's why, because
Yeah.
they're forgiven for this. man.
I never forgiven. I never suicide and redemption where they committed suicide and they had no redemption in the last 50 years, just by me. So like Kerry King, valiant effort, but it's like
You done
you're,
dug
you're,
it.
you're in bed with some prostitute and you can't blow your oh damn, there it goes again. You
No,
tried,
never-
but you just didn't come through. You just have to reload it up. There, I did it again. There you go.
There was that prostitute that done got him something.
Yeah, done got him some.
That's no album I didn't buy. Actually, I listened to somebody else I knew had it, and I kind of like, not this is another fucking failure.
Oh, so you don't even give it a valiant effort?
No. It's like I said, everything after this, well, like I said, I hated the fucking Black Album during her fucking load, and then I bought that, I ended up buying the fucking Black Album at a fucking pawn shop for $5. Like, after that, it just kept going fucking downhill after that.
If there's one thing we've all learned, Metallica hurts feelings.
And I mean, like I said, Rick Rubin, like, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. Like I said, in Black Sabbath, I didn't know about the Black
He wanted to
Crowes.
get his money just like damn Bob Rock had.
He got it.
It's like, that's
why you ride that money train.
Black Crowes, and actually, it's kind of weird because Black Crowes, I remember actually with them, an ex-girlfriend of mine was like
You talking about the phone call thing?
No, she was a fan, guy on the fan club, and I remember Chris Robinson called, and she was talking to him, and and she gave me the focus. It's Chris Robinson. I said, who? Because he said Black Crowes. I told him on the phone, y'all fucking suck. And then I handed the phone back to her. And that was the last thing, but I knew he fucking produced them. Like,
Well, we don't know. We don't
Yeah,
know if
we're-
Rick Rubin
don't-
did produce
don't-
that.
if
Don't,
he
don't
did,
quote us on that
holy
one.
shit,
If
like,
anybody knows-
that seemed fucked up even worse.
Whoever produced the Black Crows, write it down in the comments section
Yeah.
because we're not really sure.
Man,
Yeah,
he's having a heart attack for God's sake.
Because that's enough. I never fucking knew.
I mean,
This
I'm
was in-
sorry I even brought the Black Crows up.
He's like,
That pissed him off.
he's like, actually, like, did you just kiss? Like, goddamn, maybe they should talk to fucking Jewish priests on that shit. Suicide Redemption, Black Sabbath. Should talk to them. No, I mean, actually, Ozzy for that for Suicide Solution.
They did stick
Because
with
they should
the
have fucking just could have
Unforgiven.
fucking stuff right
This
there.
thing with another Unforgiven.
He's like,
If
fuck.
you didn't catch it, two
You didn't
hours.
catch it at first.
I mean, actually, I
Or
can see
the
why
second.
I can see why the broken, beaten, scarred. Because actually, we're all broken.
We're all broken,
We all got
beat,
beat. And we all got fucking scarred for this
That
shit.
song
Hey,
fans.
we all took it in the ass for years without any Vaseline.
Sorry, mine's exit only. Sorry. The day after it never comes, yeah. And the day never came for this fucking shit either.
I guess that was their hit, wasn't it? The Day That Never Come.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never heard it.
Yeah, that was the one that was off of the
All
Day
right,
That Never
so so we're going to go with the final one.
Oh, there's a fucking another one?
Come. One more, baby.
Oh,
One
that's
more.
it.
Well, fuck me.
Hey, and it's a double disc.
Hard-
Oh, fuck,
for the price of
now you
one.
just fucking me twice.
All right, so we got
God damn.
Hardwired.
You just me abusing you
Self-Destruct.
already.
Released November 18th, 2016. Produced by Greg Fidelman. I'm not sure who he
Greg Marsh should have produced it.
Somebody else that wants money. Still
But-
riding the money train.
It's on the Black and on their label. I don't know. It's not a bad album.
Which one?
Hardwired, Moth into the Flame, man. That song's badass. There's a couple of tunes on here it's definitely a
Tunes?
step in the right direction.
Cartoons.
But I think we're headed in the right direction because compared to where we had got 10 years ago, it's a step up. So I'll give it some thumbs up.
And Hop, I want to borrow it. I'll give it a chance because I stopped giving chances. So
I think I'll let you listen to Hardwired. Very first song. That
That's
was
right.
the fast.
that was the real. Okay, yeah, I do remember it, and it was good. It was good, but that was about as far as I went. Plus, nowadays, most of my stuff has banjos and mandolins, so I've gotten old, man.
When's the banjos coming in?
Huh?
When's the banjos coming in?
Hey, man, I love playing banjo, or not playing, but listening to banjos.
Oh shit.
I'm sorry, I've gotten bluegrass here over my years.
The song Hardwired.
That grass will make that grass, you know.
I like the song Hardwired. That was good. Moth in the Flame is the best song on it. This is their Pepto-Bismol of the collection. You can drink it down and it doesn't upset your stomach as bad. I like that one. You should write that down.
Yeah, that was poetic. This
This is Hardwired to Pepto Strut. And I'm giving this. What's a cool concept about this record? Every single song on here, they made a video for. I think that was
because now the day of videos is over.
That was
too.
pretty decent.
Where they play that on MTV?
There is no one MTV. I got a tuba.
Greg, you should have came.
Yeah.
Who?
Martz.
Where's Greg Martz at? Where
They
is
should have
Greg
came there.
Martz?
He
said,
come on out.
We can't even get him to come out. He can.
This is it's Pepto. What do you say, Jacques?
This kind of looks like a fucking scratch and sniff album cover.
Damn, I like you, man.
It's like smells like shit.
Smell like shit, deja vu.
Hey, actually, am I savage? Yeah, I can see that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, another album I never bought.
Easy now. We don't want to hurt the packaging. Yeah, that's Metallica money. Whoa, easy there with that there.
All right, so we went
That's
through
my
the
favorite
whole studio collection. Last night, posted on Facebook. Anybody wanted to ask any questions? Randy, go ahead and take care of them. So Michael Griever wanted to know, Randy, will you ever get over Saint Anger?
No. I'll answer what I told him on here. Life moves in mysterious and different ways. You either change or you don't change. Life changes. You can't stop the change. If you're going to make a change in your life, that change better be for the positive. Those last couple records that me and the Hoy fisherman here did, man needs a whale. Is that a positive change? That is a negative change. You're supposed to make a change in the world, in your life, whatever, for a positive, not a negative. They've been negative for years, and there's a lot of dumbasses out there that don't realize it. Tell them, Fish.
I don't give a shit about the fucking negative.
Fuck 'em.
I like the negative shit. That's actually more interesting.
You're damn right it is.
I'm positive that all them other albums fucking suck. I am positive on that one.
The only thing that changes every day, their bank account.
Yes. They could put out an album called Metallica Sings Their Polka Tunes, and somebody out there, oh, it's just a wonderful masterpiece, Lars. Bend over.
Polka, we're gonna learn
Polka.
polka. All right. Goddamn time we got some goddamn good hits off that shit.
All right, Jason Klein. He said, I think Metallica started going downhill after they cut their hair. Kind of went from badass to mainstream, then again made millions. What do y'all think of?
Same thing that we've been saying through this whole thing.
Think of all that.
You're right, Klein.
They saw dollar signs and they turned their back on everything that they rebelled against. That's why I give them so much shit. If they wouldn't open up their mouth and not put down the 80s hair bands so damn much and everything else and stayed the way they were supposed to be, and maybe I wouldn't give them such a damn hard time. They saw dollar signs and they went for it, and they sold out on us and all of you.
Money.
Yeah, that pretty much nails that. There you go, Jason. Everybody pretty much sees it the same way you did. Brian Weavers wants to know why his brother Randy gives him a hard time. As an artist, everyone changes. Everyone tries different things. As a martial artist, Randy should cut them a break. Laughing out loud. I hate Saint Anger, but I still love Metallica. The last two albums are awesome, guys.
So he's going back to the Apocalypse and
Yeah, so he's just basically the ones we cut the hardest is the ones.
No, we cut the hardest on loads of shit.
Yeah, but he said
Load of anger.
he said 3 out the 3 before that. But well, he just said Saint Anger, so I guess he don't mind load and reload. But I mean, everybody cuts Saint Anger. I mean, it's just.
I said, I hear load and reload. I didn't
Yeah,
even run past that. I said, I hear like 1 or 2 songs, like, man, fuck this shit. Change
I
it.
ended up still hating
Yeah.
it.
Get out.
That's not gonna
I don't want to
change.
listen to shit.
But I don't know. This went down pretty interesting.
It was fun.
Oh, I enjoyed
mean,
it. And to throw coke cans.
Would y'all be interested in doing one on like the EPs and
Yeah.
live
Garage Days-
albums?
Garage Days
and
was awesome.
Ninja Purge.
Yeah,
and-
if y'all liked it, tell us, man, and we'll do the other half.
Yeah,
All
we
the
did.
We need an
lives
Iron
and all
Maiden
the
one
other.
too, damn it. Need
Or
an
if
Iron
if y'all
Maiden.
want to do it, I
Iron
want to hear us do a
Maiden.
band. So I thought, I mean, I'm not the big expert on Kiss, but I know Randy is. And I thought maybe we could do an episode on the makeup, and then an episode on the no makeup.
I thought for
yeah.
sure you would
Albums.
say Kiss Exposed when you were talking about videos with music. I thought you were talking about the Kiss Exposed video.
That was funny.
yeah. So
That was
I,
funny.
that-
Paul Stanley in bed with that monkey. What was his name?
I can't
Sonny
remember.
Crockett.
What was it? Side
Sonny
Crockett.
Crockett. Sonny, he dressed like Don Johnson.
No,
That
not
was
that
his name.
fucker.
I just
Anyway,
remember titties and a
Crockett.
teenager.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Metallica's got so much stuff out, man. You could talk about them all day long.
Yeah.
When they were great, when they
When they
sucked,
weren't great, when everybody started
which
not
we pretty
liking
much
them.
let
and-
y'all know where we think they rank. If you got a comment, leave down that little section down below. Tell us what you think of the albums, how you rate them, whether you agree or disagree, want to be a guest, any of that stuff. You're more than welcome. So I guess we're gonna head on out, subscribe and like.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas to everybody
Yeah,
and their
Merry
families,
Christmas.
man. Happy holidays to everyone. May
Peace
they be
out,
good
y'all.
ones.